With me today, I have Zach Heath. I found him on TikTok. He was doing a live and he was kind of doing all kinds of things. He's a fashion blogger. He has a YouTube channel. He is just, in fact, his latest YouTube, he was doing a cooking thing, which was really fun to watch. So we'll give them all your stuff about where they can find you. But let's jump into it, Zach. So glad to have you today.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
You know, I'm kind of new to the social media world because, I was on the show, The Circle, and then
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden I had all these fans and I'm going, okay, what
yeah.
do I do with all this stuff? But you're like a natural. What's your advice to somebody like me or somebody who's thinking about building a social media presence?
What I would say is my main advice is probably just be confident with it. I think there's already, when you first start, there's obviously going to be people out there just saying like, like you're not going to go anywhere with it. You're only embarrassing yourself by doing this. But I would say continue to stick with it, because if you've got like that drive and passion with anything, social media or sports, as long as you work hard at it, you're obviously going to get somewhere. And obviously I've been doing TikToks now for a whole year. However, even though I've been doing them for a whole year, I wasn't doing them regularly because I was obviously in still full-time education, which I've just finished, which I'm excited about.
Oh,
Um,
congratulations.
thank you. So I'm going to uni this year, but I've just finished my A levels as I'm from the UK. And obviously during my A levels, I couldn't obviously do videos all the time, like every week or every single day. So now I'm properly focusing on it until I'm obviously at uni. But I would say is just be consistent and just know that if you continue to stick with it, you're obviously going to get somewhere with it. And obviously where I am today, like on a Zoom with you right now. So yeah, it's exciting to see what's going to be next,
Yeah,
what's
you're
going to
you're
happen next.
you're doing great. I loved your live. I jumped on there and because I'm an addict now that I found TikTok and everything. I'm watching
It's
everything.
addictive.
It is addictive, but it's fun. And I don't know
Yeah.
about you, but I feel very connected with a lot of the people. Is that the same for you?
I would say definitely with TikTok, I feel like there's a lot more like connection with people. I think as well, it's because you can like send gifts to people, or like gifts for like money, like how do you word it? Like the money gifts on lives. I feel like
Right.
there's more of a connection because it's like a one-to-one sort of thing. With Instagram, I feel like there's less of a connection with people. It's more just you post your photos, you get your likes, and that's kind of it. But with TikTok, there's definitely more of like a connection with people. So yeah, I definitely like to use TikTok, and obviously that's my biggest platform as well, so I want to continue
Right.
to grow with that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I want to grow your Instagram following. I'll tell you for me on the connection on Instagram, because I feel a little more connected on Instagram, maybe because I have a bigger audience,
Yeah,
but I do the Instagram lives. And
yeah,
and so maybe you and I, maybe after this interview, we'll jump on the live for 5-10 minutes and get
yeah,
something
that'd be
going
good.
for you. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Tell me about fashion, because you said it's been a passion of yours for a while. What got you into fashion and makeup and all those beautiful things?
All right, so I'll start off with fashion. So I will actually be studying fashion journalism in literally 4 weeks. So I'm going to Central St Martin's. I don't know if you've heard of it, but in London, and I'll be studying
Wonderful.
fashion. Yeah, so I'll be studying fashion journalism there. But what I've realized is, obviously, I was saying to you, I love fashion. I've always like had a massive, I don't know, desire to want to go into this industry. However, since starting my TikTok and working with brands like Charlotte Tilbury and Maybelline, I realized that I want to go more into like the beauty space, and if even if that's being like a beauty editor for, let's say, like British Vogue, that's something that I would want to pursue. So obviously, even though I'm studying fashion journalism, well, will be, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I think it'll be beauty overall. But I got into fashion when I was 7, because I used to be obsessed with all these fairies, and all these fairies used to have like different dresses, and I would love to like design dresses for these fairies. And so obviously because of that, I wanted to be a fashion designer. However, when I started to write more, I've always been better at writing my emotions down. So I realized that writing has been more of a, an easier release for me. So I thought when I was writing about fashion, I enjoyed it. And I think it was for like a school project. And then I was like, this is actually quite fun. And this was a couple of years ago, I think when I was 15. And that's when I was like, right, I want to go to Central St. Martin's, and here I am. I'm
That's
going to Central St.
fantastic.
Martin's.
That's
So yeah.
wonderful. I mean, it's so cool, that you're pursuing that. And I will tell you, as somebody who's old enough to be your grandfather, things will happen to you. I mean, and you'll kind of go another way and you'll be bumped another way, but you'll kind of have that core thing of what you love. Me, it's writing. I love to
Yeah.
write. Anything creative is sort of my passion, and I've gone different routes. So that's exciting. So you have a boyfriend. So
Thank you.
is he real supportive of all this? Is he part of your social media? Does he do social media?
So he's definitely not into the social media space. But when we first started dating, I only had 20,000 followers. So he's seen like my growth through TikTok, for instance. And it's exciting to obviously start obviously small with him, but he can now see like the brands I've recently been working with. Like I was saying, Charlotte Tilbury, like it's a massive brand. And to have them reach out to me and want to do like a collaboration with me, and him being able to see that, I think that's he's like seen like where this can take me. And it's only as like I said the beginning. So yeah, he's very supportive. And I literally just saw him today. I just took him to the train station back
Oh,
home.
nice,
But
nice.
yeah,
Well, well, I don't, when is your birthday? That's
June the 1st.
okay. So you just turned 18. Well,
Just turned 18.
I will be turning 59 September the 14th. So
Wait.
I'm a gay guy, and we have these generational differences.
Yeah.
So coming out for me was a very difficult. The world was so different. You could get in trouble with the law. You could lose your job. All kinds of things. And in parts of the world that still exists. What was coming out for you like?
So for me, everyone always knew I was gay before I even knew I was gay myself. I always knew that obviously homosexuality was a thing. But I never really knew like how people acted on it, if that makes sense. So
Sure.
people would say to my face, "You're gay. I know you're gay." Or even if it wasn't gay, it would be, "I know you're bi." And this like scared me to the point where I would kind of be really defensive about it, because I'd be like, "No, I'm not. No, I'm not." And I say this to my parents, I say it to just people in my school. And I think I was being really defensive, and a week later I literally came out as gay. I think I just realized myself that there was somebody in my school who came out a week before, and like we never spoken before or anything, but it really helped to hear that somebody else had come out and everything was fine. When I first came out, I was a bit like shy about it, but I think as soon as I realized that like, obviously like it's not a bad thing, which I thought it was, it like I realized that this is just stupid of me to feel like this. And I always get asked in my life like what's like what's one piece of advice that you'd give to somebody who's just come out? And I would say is always remain confident with your sexuality, with anything, because people prey on like you being weak or shy. And I would say if you're confident, that's what people actually fear, especially the bullies. They don't want to see confidence. That's what I've learned. It might be the same. I mean, it might be different for completely different people. But for me, I would say being confident is what got me through like my bullying when I was younger, but as well like coming out and realizing that it's normal. But as well, my mum, I never met my uncle because he died before I was 2 years before I was born, I think. But my mum always told me that he was a model, he was gay, and he, had all these boyfriends, and he grew up with mum being gay and everything. So I've always known about it, but I've never seen anybody be gay in my like circle of friends and family members. So yeah, but I'm here now, and I'm confident with it, and yeah.
I tell you, I think that's a pretty common thing in the U.S. and in the U.K., especially if you live in not an urban experience, more rural, whatever, or less. You're not in the center of London. You didn't grow up there, and so you sometimes feel very alone and isolated, and wonder. And when you go to uni, yeah, you're going to meet a lot of wonderful people of the LGBTQIA plus community, and I think you're going to love it and have so much fun.
Yeah.
So, are you excited? What are you the most excited about going to school for?
What Central St. Martin's?
Uh huh.
Um, I say, so I come from quite a small town, and obviously I don't come from London. So going to London and being in this environment where everyone's so free to be themselves, that's exciting to me because I've always grown up in a very traditional, conservative, middle class area, and I'm bored of it. I'm bored of just seeing the same routine sort of people, everyone knowing everyone's business, and I just want to, be in this environment where you're free to be yourself. Like I know with my student accommodation, apparently there's going to be lots of, well, in previous years, because I've spoken to people in previous years, and they said they've had lots of drag parties and just stuff like that. And that's just exciting. It's different, it's new, and I can't wait to obviously be in like a circle of friends with those people. So yeah.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Is your
Yeah.
boyfriend, is he the same age? Is he going off to university as well, or?
No, so he's a year below me.
Okay.
So I've just finished year 13 and he's going into year 13 this year. Um, but yeah, fingers crossed he comes down to London as well.
Well, he's got someone to see, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I guarantee you're going to be telling him, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing!" I'm sure you've been to
Yeah.
London, but not as a university student, which is going to be so exciting for you. I know. So tell me
Yeah.
about these brands. How did you get involved with them, and how excited are you that this all started happening? You've created a business.
Yeah. So brands started reaching out to me, like just sending me PR, for instance, when I had like 9,000 followers. And then I think by the time I started getting around 50,000 followers, that's when brands started wanting to collaborate with me. So for instance, with, let's say, Charlotte Tilbury, for instance, she, obviously not her, her assistant or PR, whatever. She reached out to me and was basically just saying like, we would love to collaborate with you. We love like what you stand for. Because obviously, as I'm sure you know, my whole platform isn't just about like flamboyant creative makeup. It's more natural, everyday makeups for everybody, all ages, all genders. And I feel like that's still a niche in obviously the industry, because a lot of there aren't that many like males like me who obviously promotes this sort of natural makeup. It's a lot more like Manny MUA or James Charles with really flamboyant creative makeup, which is amazing, but like at the same time, that's not what everyone does.
Right.
Like not everyone goes like walking down the street with rainbow eyeshadow on. And like a lot of people have said that to me as well, like just coming like writing to me in my Instagram DMs, just saying like, I've never wanted to experiment with makeup until I've seen your videos, because I always thought if you're a boy wearing makeup, you've got to do it really creatively and tell and show everyone that you're wearing makeup, but that's not the case. And so I was going off track.
No,
Off
no,
topic.
this is great.
So with Charlotte Tilbury and brands like that reaching out to me, they obviously are coming to me for obviously more natural makeup. And that's another thing as well. I don't ever really reach out to brands, just because brands are difficult in the point that if you reach out to them, they're less likely to get back to you. But if they're reaching out to you, they obviously want to work with you. So they're obviously going to get back to you. So it's exciting. Obviously, you never know what brands are going to reach out. You just get an email coming through and it's like, oh God, like Charlotte Tilbury just messaged me. And it's exciting because obviously whenever you grow, you never know what brand's going to reach out to you next. So yeah, I'm excited to see who's going to reach out next.
That's very exciting. I will tell you on that one live TikTok, you were talking, I asked you about skincare, what did you advise on skincare? And I've been using that, and I also, because of all these, I have makeup on right now, and I've followed
Really?
you because of what you said. It doesn't have to be, I love all the beautiful young men and women and the very extreme makeup that they do. I love it. But for me, that's
Yeah.
not me. And so I love following you for that reason. So I think brands are right to reach out to you because you have that niche. And I think it's a good niche for you to be in. That's cool. I love it. Well,
Yeah.
tell me what kind of music. We're going to get off fashion and all that. What kind of music do you like? What is the last few groups or artists that you listened to recently?
Oh, so my playlist, for instance, I think it's got like 16,000 songs in it. So I can't just give you like sort of like my top 10, because
Cool.
I honestly wouldn't know where to start myself. I love any type of music other than thrash metal. I won't be listening to that, but
Yeah.
any
Okay.
music I listen to anything. I'm like, my dad's like in the music industry, so I go into
Oh,
his room and there's like records all over the walls. So I've always like, like learned about, like, even though when I was growing up I wasn't interested in his type of like alternative indie music, I now like it now, but I've always known about that sort of music. And growing up I was listening to like pop, like Demi Lovato,
Yeah,
stuff like
absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
But my music horizons have definitely broadened, and like I said, I've got like 16,000 songs on my playlist. I'm definitely into like genres though. I'd say I love R&B. What the genre?
It's all good. I
Um,
mean,
yeah,
I just want to know.
alternative.
I think
Yeah,
music tells a lot about a person, and also music feeds the soul for me. I mean, I was kind of in a blue mood last week, and so I wanted to feel that, and so I listened to kind of sad music. I was listening to REM, Everybody Hurts, and which is old music,
yeah,
just trying to feel that emotion and amplify it. And then sometimes I listen to music to kind of move me from an emotion into something else.
yeah.
Do you relate to that or no?
I definitely do. I'm a very sort of how do I word it? I'm a very like how I don't know how to word it. I'm a very like not motivational person, but I believe in sort of manifesting. That's the sort of thing. And I relate music to manifesting. So I've told some of my friends are like, that's so weird. And I've told other friends are like, that's amazing, I need to do that. But so before going to Central St. Martin's, because I did get accepted into Central St. Martin's twice. And and every single morning I'd go for a walk at like 7 in the morning and play like really atmospheric music and like manifest that I'm going to get in, I'm going to be successful. And same with like my TikTok, just manifesting that, this goes somewhere. And about manifesting, I this was back when I think I had like 40,000 followers. I was saying I really, really want Urban Decay to just, reach out to me. Next day they reached out to me. That wasn't me reaching out to them, but next day they reached out to me. So I definitely believe in manifesting and about it as well. I've also got sorry, I'm just reaching for, I
No,
have a
no, it's
little card holder.
oh
and
nice.
in and inside I have this stone that I got from the New York Natural History Museum, I think it was, and it just says success on it. And I keep this with me everywhere. And
Oh my
I
gosh.
definitely believe in
I do too. I'll show
manifesting.
you one of
Yeah.
mine that I use
Have you
all
got
the
it in your
time.
wallet as well? Oh,
This is something on my desk. I don't know if you can see it. Keep
yeah,
your
yeah. Keep
keep
your
your
dreams
dreams
big and
big
your
and your
worries.
worries small, because so you and I are twins on that. I absolutely believe in projecting and manifesting
Yeah,
the
yeah,
things, the dreams that you have. And I tell people to dream bigger than they're dreaming, because sometimes we keep our dreams so small,
yeah,
because we're afraid of failure. I'm like, no, dream large. So
yeah.
what would be your big dream?
My big dream. Um,
If success was inevitable, if you said, if I say it, this is going to happen and it's going to happen, what would be that big thing that you'd ask for? That big wish?
do you mean like career wise?
Anything,
Or
whatever you, this is your dream.
oh no. I've got so many dreams. I don't know which one. I think career wise, um, I've always said like well, for the past couple of years that I want to be like the editor of Vogue. I think that would be amazing. Um, yeah, I think career wise, if I could do anything, be like the editor of Vogue. But then again, I've always said if I could do anything career wise and money was no option, I'd love to have my own cosmetic brand and like focus on like unisex makeup. And that's another reason why I wanted to start my TikTok, because obviously for doing interviews like this, it's amazing. For like building a platform, it's amazing. But if I ever did want to have a brand, I've already got a following there who can obviously, support me, and I can reach out to all these people with this. So even though it was a bit of fun, I'm very like business minded. I'm very strategic in the fact that I know that this is amazing to the point where like it's fun to do now and I'm getting a lot of enjoyment out of it. But in the long term, this is why like I'm trying to make it as professional as I can be. Like I don't do all these like dancing TikToks alongside all the makeup ones, because I'm not trying to be like Charlie D'Amelio on TikTok. I'm
Right.
trying to be professional with like my makeup. And that's why I think another reason is why brands like Charlotte Tilbury have reached out. I think Charlotte Tilbury reached out when I had 80,000 followers. So still like obviously massive, but compared to like people who they normally work with a couple million or like a couple 100,000, it's still like, I think because I do these sort of professional videos, I'm getting a lot more larger brands reaching out to me now, just because they know I'm not being like childish with my content, if that makes sense. I
Well,
want to start
I
go
think
on.
you have a vision, and I think you're
Yeah,
executing that vision. Not to not to disrespect anybody else for their vision if they're doing the dancing or the comedic
yeah,
stuff. You have a very, I mean, you're 18 years old, but you have a very old soul. You have a very clear vision of what you want to do, and I
yeah.
admire it. I admire what you're
Thank
doing, and
you.
I think you're very positive. I mean, that's the thing that's why I reached out to you, because when you did your live, you were so positive with your fans, and I thought that's what speaks to me is this positivity and trying to uplift people. And
Yeah,
Zach, I think that's amazing. I mean, and
thank
I
you.
love your dreams. I can see you do it. Maybe you'll get to do both, editor of Vogue, and then, you'll say, "No, I'm ready to go do my makeup line," which I think would be
I
amazing.
love to. Well, when I say the editor of Vogue, I mean the beauty editor of
I
Vogue. Um,
Well, who
yeah, so I could do
knows?
those sides.
Let's dream even bigger. I mean,
Yeah.
I say reach for it. You can reach for all of it, and it's amazing what you're doing. So, you
Thank
talked
you.
about dad and mom being in the music business. I mean, your dad was. Tell me
Yeah.
a little bit about your family experience. Do you have any siblings?
No, I'm a lonely child. It's especially during COVID and everything, like being shut. I don't know what it was like in America, but in the UK with like everything shut, I've never wanted a sibling as much as I have right now, just because it can be so boring with just my mum and I. So when I say I'm with my dad as well, like he lives in a different house. My parents were split up. But whenever I'm at his house and I go into his room, he's got all of his music around. So I only live with my mum, and I have been since the age of 2, I think. So yeah, it has been difficult growing up, just like mum and I, obviously, just being mum and I.
Yeah.
But and I think that's another reason why I'm so sort of like I've got such a massive drive, because it's not been the hardest, but it's not been the easiest, and I want to make a life for me that isn't obviously going to be difficult, and everything can be, obviously I understand there's hurdles to go over, but like that you need to go over, but just financial support, I think that's what I mainly want. And yeah, I think I'm starting to get it. So yeah.
Honestly, I have no doubt you are going to be wildly successful. I'm manifesting that for you,
Thank you.
because I think you have a very unique perspective, and I think people will they're gravitating to it now, but I think you're just at the very beginning of where you're going to be, Zach. I'll be honest.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely very motivating to hear. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, exciting. All right, let's talk about makeup tips. We can't leave without some makeup tips and skincare. That's your genius.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that a little bit. What's
Where do you want
some 1, 2, 3? Give us 3 tips about that.
skincare or makeup first, or
You
either?
pick. I'll let you. Let's do skincare first, and then we'll do makeup after that.
Okay. What I would say with skincare is my biggest tip, and it's not really related to like any skincare products, but I said in my skincare video, is every single morning I drink a glass of lemon water. And obviously drinking lemons meant to like detoxify, and so many other health benefits. Like I think honestly, there's like a whole list like on Google of like all the health benefits. But the main one for me that I always remember is meant to clear your skin, detoxify just your intestines and everything. And I would say that's definitely helped me with my skin. I've been doing it now for, I want to say, at least, I've always had good skin. Like I will admit to that. I've always had good skin, but I've noticed since having this like lemon water, I've not had any spots. And before I would get them regularly, but they weren't ever bad. Like they weren't all over my face, probably just be like 1 or 2 across my
Mhm.
face. But since having like this lemon water, I would say honestly that's helped me a lot. But then again, with skincare, I feel like it's different for everybody. Like I might say that this skincare product works amazing for me, but for you it might work
Right.
terribly. And you just gotta, I feel like skincare is very hit and miss. You gotta try it out. I've got dry skin. I'm not sure if you've got dry skin or oily skin, but for me, like moisturizing my skin is the most important thing for me. Otherwise, throughout the day, it's gonna get a bit dry and a bit crusty. So yeah, so lemon water, moisturizing, and I haven't really been doing it for a long time, but I've been doing a nighttime routine recently, and I use eye cream and again a night cream. And I wake up in the morning and my skin doesn't feel as dry. So I would say maybe yeah, a nighttime routine as well, and hyaluronic acid. That's good
Yeah,
for dry
yeah,
skin.
yeah. I've heard that.
Yeah,
No, I may try the nighttime thing. I hadn't thought about. I don't do one. I'll be honest. I don't. But
yeah, yeah,
that may be, especially when you got old skin like me, you really have to work on it. So I may
yeah,
give that a
yeah.
shot. Okay, let's switch to makeup tips. Let's do some makeup
Makeup tips.
tips. Yeah.
Oh
Like,
God, where do
okay,
I start?
do you think having a primer is critical? You should have a primer if
I think so. I have like lots of different types of primers. So I have one primer, for instance, the Makeup for Everyone. It's a hydrating primer. But I think if you're going in with like a really hydrating cream, like just a face cream, you maybe don't need to go in with this hydrating primer. But if you're not going with the face cream, then I'd say yeah, go in with it if you've got dry skin. But I think like gripping, like I don't know if you hear like content creators, like beauty content creators say like gripping primers. That does help like the foundation to adhere to the skin. But then again, if you're only going out for an hour, I'd say you don't really need primer. Um, but then again, if you have really oily skin, you can get primers that help to mattify the skin and to like. I don't have oily skin, so I don't want to like sound
yeah,
really what's the word, like uneducated about it, but like a clog up, I guess, like the oily pores.
sure.
I don't know. So yeah, there's like primers for like lots of different things. You can get green primers to prevent redness. So obviously there's primers for lots of different things. I would say setting spray is one of those things that is either like hit or miss. It's like you don't need setting spray, but it's good to have. Like if you have dry skin, it's good to like lock in all of the product and as well just add extra hydration. But yeah, primer I'd say you do need, but setting spray something is like you don't really need it. If you want it, you can get it, but like
Gotcha.
it's not, yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
main thing.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, well, I'm going to keep watching you for sure. Do you have
Thank you.
any tip for um, other people? Because let me tell you one thing about me. I think you're a mentor now, by the way, for me, because I don't care about people's ages. It's like, can I learn from you? And I obviously am learning from you and following you. I'm subscribed to I think I subscribed to your YouTube channel the other day. I may have
Thank
forgot
you.
to, but
Yeah, I've just started it.
I
So.
watched the little cooking thing. I guess that was your last video, which I thought was
Yeah,
really cute and fun, So, so let's tell everybody where they can find you. What are the different handles you have, TikTok and wherever you're at?
So obviously my main one's TikTok, that's just Zach Heath, and then Instagram Zach.Heath. I've just started my YouTube, so it's still obviously really, really small. But obviously want to grow on that. And what even is that? I think that's just Zach Heath, yeah. Same as my TikTok.
Okay.
So yeah, that's everything that
All
I
right, everybody,
love.
go subscribe, go follow, do
Thank
all
you.
those things. And especially on the YouTube, since you can be one of the early subscribers and see how he grows on that. That's amazing. Okay, one last word. What do you say to some other 18-year-old who's wanting to make things happen in their life? What's your one life lesson you want to give them? Or a 58-year-old.
um I've always stuck by this quote is work hard and dream big. Like you were saying earlier, like always dream big, and I've always had that close to me. But working hard as well, you're not going to get anywhere if you are just lying in bed or in the park. Like you've got to work, you've got to put the effort in to see results. And yeah,
I love it.
work hard, dream big.
Work hard, dream big. Thank you,
Yeah,
Zach. Thank you so much for doing this with me. I
I've
really
enjoyed
had a
it.
good time.
Thank you. It's been good.
Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe, comment, and like.